Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Sharita. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. How y'all doing today? I want to talk to y'all real quick about something that I'm going through in my self-care journey, and I want to check in with you to see if you have experience with this, if you're having some trouble with this, and that is emotional eating. Okay, I've been dealing with emotional eating for most of my life. And I mean, like, when I'm upset about something, when I'm angry about something, when I worry about something, the thing my mind automatically does is go to thinking about what I can eat, where I can go to eat, where I can go to buy something to eat. So I've been dealing with this for a long time. And I'm on a self-care journey, a health journey, and, like, you know, losing weight. I knew that this is something that I had to tackle, because, you know, and tell me how y'all feel about this. Like, we know we have to eat healthy. We know the healthy foods to eat. It's not like we don't know that there are healthy foods out there, right? But what gets in the way of us eating healthier? You know, sometimes stress and our emotions get in the way. Why is it that when we get upset about something, our mind goes automatically to eat this, go buy this, you know, and then go in the room by yourself and eat? You know what I'm saying? Right? And then afterwards, then after the feeling passes, it's like now we feel terrible because the food we ate doesn't make us feel good, and we know that it's not good for us. So I'm talking to you if you can relate to me with the emotional eating. So this is what I've been going through for a very long time. Okay, so there's a couple things that I did to stop my emotional eating. I looked up today and I was like, oh my gosh, it's been almost 3 months since I've had an emotional eating episode where I've gotten upset and I thought about going to sit somewhere and eat, going to order food or I stopped ordering from Uber Eats a long time ago. Child, they was taking all my coins, okay? Uber Eats or going through a drive-thru, okay? And I always say that if you see me in a drive-thru, like, you know that I'm not doing good, okay? If you see me, especially if it's at night, you know what I'm saying? If I'm in a drive-thru at night, I'm not doing too good. I'm not feeling good. I'm stressed. I'm upset. You understand? So the first thing I do to help myself overcome emotional eating, and it's been about 3 months now, okay? Welcome if you're just joining. Come on in, get comfortable, click share, and let's all talk about this, okay? We're talking about emotional eating if you're just joining. Okay, so the first thing I did was to have a conversation with myself. You know, I'll be talking to myself. I'll be like, girl. You're like, what? Now you know. So I had to have a conversation with myself and, like, do you even really like the food you be eating, right? So if I go to go through a drive-thru, like, do I really like the food that I'm eating? Is it like this McDonald's is so good, this White Castle is so good? No, it's not, you know? And is it because the food is good, or is it an escape from what I'm feeling? Okay? So I had to acknowledge that first. Like, you don't even really like the foods that you end up eating when you're upset. You don't really like it. Like, it's so good, this food is delicious, and it helps me I feel so much better. No. So that's the first thing I said. And then I had to check in with myself, like, what do you actually like? Okay? So one of the things I did was start making burgers and fries at home. I love burgers and fries. But I use real potato, okay? That's number one. And also, I use avocado oil for my fries at home, or sometimes in the air fryer. And then when I make a burger, I know where the meat came from. You understand what I'm saying? I know what I put on the burger, okay? I use fresh bread, okay? So that's one thing I did. I had to substitute it. That's the first step of substituting, because it's easy to say don't do it, and I've tried that so many times. Don't eat where you get upset, but instead I decided to do this time, what do I eat? So it's still a moving forward thing. So that's one thing, replacing the drive-through foods with home cooked food. Okay, I started making burgers and fries at home, and I'm like, now this is good, and it's way better than the drive-through. You understand what I'm saying? Here's the second thing I did. I decided to go to the store and load up on nutritious foods that I like. So I like nuts. I love pistachio nuts. I love cantaloupe. I'm going to get some today. I eat cantaloupe daily. Cantaloupe, honeydew melon, watermelon, right? I love those, okay? Any kind of nut or fruit that I actually like. Foods that I actually like that's good for me. So I had a list of foods that I like. Hi, Jenna. Welcome. I had a list of foods that I actually like that's good for me. So that my new routine, instead of when I got upset ordering food or going to a restaurant and sitting down and ordering, right? Because it's all emotional for me. And the other thing, or go through a drive-through, was to drive to the market and go to the produce section and get foods that I actually like to eat that are also good for me. So again, there's the replacing, okay? So instead of going to the restaurant, going through the drive-through to get food, when I'm upset, I directed my mind like, no, drive to the store, okay? And replace it with this. So I said, now get the foods that you like, and then come home, go in your room, and then eat those foods, right? So what I noticed was I would get upset. Hey, cousin! My cousin Nasaba is there. Girl, we're talking about emotional eating today because I've been dealing with that for so long, okay? So I replaced that. I just redirected myself. I had to have this is about having a plan and a routine. So if something happens, if I'm overwhelmed for the day or something happens to make me upset, I had a plan to, when I get a minute, drive to the store and buy these nutritious foods that I love. These are the foods. You can have like 3 foods that you really like. Like I really like oranges. I really like honeydew melon. I really like cantaloupe. I really like watermelon. I really like pistachio nuts, cashew nuts. You know what I'm saying? And sunflower seeds. Oh, sunflower seeds are so good. They help with sleep, and it also helps. It's good for your brain as well, and it helps with stress. Hello, right? So those are the things. So I started going to the store. I'm upset. I started heading to the store instead of heading to a drive-thru, right? I redirected myself. Then I would get home, go in the room. I would sit in the bed. I have all my snacks. I turn on TV, right? Start eating it. Next thing you know, I wasn't hungry. I didn't even want to eat anymore. The feeling had passed. The feeling that, you need to hear this, Nasaba? Girl, I hear you, okay? So we going through this together. You know what I'm saying? We learn it together. The feeling of, I'm so upset, I want to eat something, started to pass, and I started to get past that part emotionally, and I ended up in a better place. I ended up at the market instead of the drive-thru. Or I ended up with food in front of me that was good for me instead of food that I ordered off of Uber Eats. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not good. But then I spent way too much money on this food that I didn't even really like. That's what I was going through. I was mad, and spending money, you know what I'm saying? And then not being satisfied. But I was always satisfied when I got something healthy. Okay? In a moment, did I want something healthy? No. But I forced myself to drive to the store. So I'm still in action. I'm still moving forward. I'm still like I was. I had this habit. When I got upset, I wanted to go get something to eat. I still had to sit. I hadn't kicked that habit yet. I just changed it. So I redirected myself to get to the store. Okay? Then after a while, I got upset and I didn't need to go to the store. I didn't need to go anywhere. Okay? That got replaced with just getting a shower, Just do your exercise, get in the shower, go in the room, say your thoughts, affirmations, and prayers, read a book. That got replaced by that. After a while, I didn't need to emotionally eat something bad, and then after a while, I didn't need to emotionally eat at all. But I added that step in there, whereas before it was like, don't eat, don't eat, don't eat, don't eat, don't eat. You're just upset, don't eat. Instead, I said, eat this, eat this, eat this, eat this, eat this. Instead of just get in the car and escape and go to the drive-thru, it was get in the car and escape to the store and get some fruit and nuts. Okay? So I just tweaked it a little bit. And I noticed when I started eating more raw foods, and that's the next thing that I did, I started eating more raw food. So I'm focusing on, hi Denny, welcome. I'm focusing on a diet that's 50 to 70% raw. So I'm focused on getting a big salad in, a smoothie, a juice, okay? And fruit. I told you about my fruit. I love fruit, okay? So I'm focusing on that. And that became part of my routine. Always in the morning, just prepare. Whether I wanted it or not at the moment. I always had to have it prepared, okay? So I noticed when I was doing that, I felt better. I'm less stressed because I'm getting the nutrients in. I feel like when it comes to our health, physical health and mental health, a lot of problems come from us not having enough of the vitamins and minerals and nutrients that we actually need. When we don't have that and we don't have proper sleep, it's much easier to get stressed. It's much easier to get emotionally upset and depressed because our body is not functioning properly, okay? So the other thing that I did, besides that habit, okay, and I had to do that first, okay, was to make my diet 50 to 70% raw. I have a big salad that I made. I made 2 servings yesterday. My servings are huge, okay? I got a big salad waiting for me right now. I'm about to go in the gym, and then when I get home, before, if I didn't have the salad waiting and I didn't have these raw foods that I was eating all the time, after the gym, I'll be thinking about going somewhere and sitting down and eating. You know what I'm saying? Or I'll be lost as to what I'm going to eat now. So it's all about routine. It's all about prep. And it's all about self-care. So if you get up in the morning, especially if you got kids, right? If you have a family, and you get up in the morning and you dedicate time to prep your day for your own self-care, then it becomes easier. There's no way I'm going to have a big salad at home and I have the stuff ready for my smoothie already put to the side. Ain't no way I'm not going home and getting that. You understand what I'm saying? I have options, okay? That leads me to the next thing. Waking up early. So I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning. I wrote down what I'm grateful for. I wrote down all the great things I did yesterday. I prayed. I listened to my affirmations, okay? I did all of that. I took a shower bath. Okay, I'm a little extra, okay? I have to do both. So I want to take a bath, but I want to make sure I'm clean before I get in the bath because I don't like dirty bath water flying around me, okay? That's just me, all right? So I did that, and then I went downstairs, and I got dressed and everything, took care of myself, walked on the treadmill in the house, busted out 25 squats, and I did some yoga in the living room. I did all of that, and the kids were just getting up. So making self-care a priority, putting aside time, like schedule in your self-care when you know that the rest of the family is going to be sleeping and not around, because once they get around, you know, your mind is now, you're sharing your space in your mind, and you're thinking and you're focused on a bunch of things at once. But when you get up early in the morning and everybody's asleep, it's so quiet, and you could just think and you could just be. So that was part of it too. And that's part of me getting myself ready for the day. And then when I get the kids start rolling and doing what they supposed to do, I'm checking in. I'm in there doing yoga in the living room. And then I'm in there prepping my smoothie, so that when I get back in the house, all I gotta do is turn it on. I'm sorry, drop for a second. All I gotta do is turn it on because it's already there. Then I'll make some juice. Get your day going in a positive direction before everybody else wake up. So I'm just continuing my self-care. I already started. Now that helps me with my stress throughout the day. Stress equals emotional eating. That helps me with, like, I got so much to do, I'm overwhelmed, and I did not have time to take care of myself. Yes, I did. I already did it. Okay? Now, all this is easier said than done. So that's why I have to tell you about the next thing. Everything that I plan to do. So I put together an action plan for me. It's got to be customized, y'all. You got to have an action plan that's customized for what you want to accomplish, what's currently getting in the way right now, okay? And what's your plan to overcome that, and where you want to actually go. So I did that, and I typed it on my phone, and I read it every morning and every night. I also recorded it on my phone, so in case I'm like running and I'm pretty busy, I still hear it. Because we have to remind ourselves constantly on what we're focusing on. There's been plenty of times where I told myself, don't go to the drive-thru if you get upset. Don't go to the drive-thru. And then I remember after I'm already at the drive-thru. You understand what I'm saying? I'm already here. I already got my food. I'm in here eating. And I'm like, I did it again. I got upset. Because let me tell you something. It's been 3 months since I've had an emotional eating episode. But there's been times in my mind where I've got, it has been like, I've been upset about something has happened, and then my mind will go, what do you want to eat? You can go to a diner. It's okay to go to a diner. You can order something healthy from the diner. You could just, and your mind start playing tricks on you and trying to justify and move you in a direction because you're building up that muscle all this time. It's a habit now. And what you're trying to create is the muscle's kind of weak. There's not a solid foundation yet. So there's been times, and I'm like, oh snap! Like I'm aware of it now because I put this action plan together. I was aware at the time of what I do. I said what I was going to do instead, right? I said why I want to do this instead. So I'm more aware of it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's automatic. As soon as I get upset, that's what I think. Or I'm go to the drive-thru. You know what I mean? So I've had these thoughts less and less over time, especially in the beginning. And I've had to tell myself, I had to like move that thought to the side and remember, Shrita, you got food waiting for you at home. But in the past, I wasn't able to at the time. I wasn't equipped yet. I didn't equip myself yet to move that to the side and think about what I actually want to do. And it's like ridiculous to go somewhere because you got food waiting for you at home. Okay, the raw food that I'm talking about, home cooked food from the day before that I made especially for myself, that's gonna be delicious when I get home. Like all of that stuff will be blocked because when you get, and this is my experience, let me know what y'all feel. This is just what I think about it. When you get emotional and upset about something, you can't see nothing else. I couldn't see. Just go home and you got food in the house already waiting for you. What you wanted for today. This is just a feeling right now. You can't even see that. It's just, I'm upset. Boom. Next thing you know, I'm in a drive-thru or I'm at a diner or I'm spending $40 here or I order Uber Eats, right? So I had to reorient my mind and redirect my thinking. So when I got upset and I started thinking that, I'm like, I see what you're trying to do. No, not today. Sharita, just get in the car and go home. I get in the car and I start driving, and after a few minutes, the feeling and the thought is gone. So understanding that in the beginning, the feeling and the thought would be kind of strong, but in a few minutes, it would be over, and you would be okay. This is what I had to tell myself, and this is what I suggest you tell yourself. But you got to see it every day. So that's why I read it every day. In the morning when I wake up, I read it every night before I go to bed. I'm constantly reminding myself so that this muscle gets built up. So it starts to happen subconsciously and effortlessly. Okay? If this the other muscle gets built up over time, then that's happening subconsciously, right? And effortlessly. We've brainwashed ourselves to think this way. So it's time now to brainwash yourself to think something different. So that's why I don't trust myself to just, and you know what, it's not just that I don't trust myself, it's that I want it to be automatic. I want the growth to happen easily over time, for it not to be something that I have to fight to remember in the moment. I want it to just be there. So since that's the work, reading it every night, reading it every morning, playing a record of it so you can keep remembering what you really want to do, that will keep you on the right path. Okay? So those are some of the things that I did, and then I turn around and it's 3 months later and I have not been at the drive-thru, and I'm not going to the diner and emotionally ate. I'm not done none of that stuff. I have gone to a diner maybe 2-3 times in the past month, 3 months actually, and that has been like, things been crazy. I was up late. I didn't get a chance to do my morning routine. I have a meeting and I don't have time to get food and do the meeting at the same time and run here and do that. I'm like, all right, let me eat and meet at the same time. I don't have nothing in the house. I don't have time to go to the store, drive over there, set it up, start doing my meeting and eating, done. But I ordered something good. I'm telling you, the decrease in the amount of times that I've been unprepared even it's amazing. It's astounding. So that's how I overcame my emotional eating. And of course I exercise now as well, but it's by replacing the action. It's a substitute for the time being. Like, don't be so hard on yourself. This would be my advice. Don't be so hard on yourself in the beginning if you are not, or you end up in a drive-thru and you feel like you shouldn't be, I shouldn't eat anything when I'm upset. I shouldn't eat anything when I'm upset. Don't be that hard on yourself. Like, I need a transition. For me, I need a transition to get there. And my transition was to eat when I'm emotional, but eat things that taste good and are healthier for me. And while I'm doing that, I'm also improving my stress response, okay? I'm also helping my sleep. I'm also giving my body vitamins and minerals and nutrients, right? I'm also making myself feel healthier overall. These are feel-good feelings that last after the feeling of being upset has subsided. See, when we eat bad foods when we're upset, that we feel good for a few minutes, okay? Maybe when you take that first bite of that burger, like you really wanted that burger, take that first bite of that burger in a drive-thru or whatever it is, like, it feel good for a minute because it's goal focus. It's like, it's an escape. I'm about to escape everything right now by eating this, right? It feels good for a few minutes. After that, it doesn't feel good. But when we take something upset and we start, it's the action of eating still. It's still the action of eating. But when we put the good food in, it feels good and then it feels even better, right? So I needed that transition. But now, I'm telling you that, and that was at night when I was doing emotional eating. Now I just finish and I just start exercising, I start doing my routine and stuff, and then I just hop into bed. And I don't even think about emotional eating. I don't even think about it. And then I'll talk about this more in depth another time, because I want to talk about the research on it. But I went to the doctor recently, and the doctor suggested that I stop eating after 6 o'clock p.m. And that has worked wonders. I did that, and within a week, I had dropped about 5 pounds. And I'm like, what in the world? Because I'm already eating a lot of raw food and things of that nature. So we'll talk about that soon. But this is my self-care journey. Just to summarize, replacing it with healthier foods and an action. If you must go, it's a behavior. It's a thought and a behavior. So if you must go somewhere, or you must, you know what I mean, order something, you must, like, force yourself to do another action. Get in the car and go to the store. and buy something you actually like and you're going to feel good about eating afterwards. Find whatever healthy food is good for you that you like, write it down and hang that up, and that's your new plan. Okay, this is what I'm going to always have because I love eating these foods and they make me feel good. This is self-love. Okay, because I love myself, because I love myself, because I love myself. I do this because I love myself. I go to bed at 10:30 because I love myself. I eat this. I eat sardines now every day because I love myself. I love myself. This is emotional. Emotional. When you're emotionally eating, you eating things that say you don't love yourself. Is now you're not putting yourself first. So, and that's in my experience. So I started saying, I wrote down and I say these things and I listen to these things. These are affirmations. I eat this because I love myself. Okay? Okay, so definitely writing it down. Definitely having that plan of action, this transition. Okay? And then replace it with something else that has nothing to do with eating. You don't even, in my experience, you don't have to work hard to get there. That happened naturally. I didn't even have to try. I just did it. I just ended up adding that one day. I said, or just exercise and get in the shower and do your thoughts, affirmation prayers, and get in the bed. I was like, oh. Right? So I think it, like I say, developing an action plan for yourself based off of where you are now and what's getting in the way of where you want to be, and the action plan for it, and where you're going. Okay, writing it down, and then being up close and personal with it every day to remind yourself constantly, and then let everything just evolve naturally. Okay, so yeah, I haven't had an episode where I've driven and done it, any of those things. I have those thoughts a lot less. And I'm really just in awe of the experience because I've struggled with this for so long, y'all. So long. Okay? So I want to thank y'all for watching, and let me know how you're doing. If you eat when you get stressed, if you eat things that you don't like when you get stressed, and it's just mindless eating. And eating in front of the TV, or eating by yourself because you're upset and you're stressed about something. Let me know how you feel and what you're doing to overcome that, or if you've been doing some of the things and you notice a difference. Okay, because I want all of us to feel better. I want all of us to feel better. I want all of us to be living our best life, and we're here. This is, my name is Sharita. And I'm from the Morgan Unlimited Growth Institute. Here at the Morgan Unlimited Growth Institute, we focus on growth. We're not trying to be perfect, okay? We just try to get better every day. And that takes growth. So any kind of growth that we have, we celebrate. And then we like, how else can I grow? What else can I do? How else can I change my life? How else can I improve my children? How else can I be a growth leader for my family? That's all we're doing here. That's all we're doing here. So thank you so much for hanging with me. I'm about to go in the gym, y'all, and do my workout, which that's a whole nother life. How I ended up going to the gym almost every day. We'll talk about that. And I think I did actually talk about that, but I'll be back to talk with y'all soon. So I'm going to go in there and do my workout. All right? Love y'all. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, Nasalba. Hey, girl. Say hi to everybody. Kiss my little cousin for me as well, okay? And everybody, my little cousins, everybody have a beautiful day. Believe in yourself, believe in your child, honey, and always remember that growth is unlimited. Peace.